morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, but we are starting 2025 off with a vlog, and it is Sunday today. So today's vlog is basically just going to be a daily vlog. I'm just going to be vlogging my day and catching you guys up because it has been a while and there's a lot that has happened in the last year. So yeah, the first thing I'm doing is actually a workout. That's why I'm in my gym gear right now. We are fixing up the gym upstairs, so I can't use the gym. And so we're going to be working out outside, which I am not looking forward to because it's a bit cold outside right now, but let's see what happens. And then after that, I have to pick up a present for my boyfriend for Christmas. I know it's like Jan, but I was away during the Christmas period, so I'm only giving him his present now. And then I think I'm going to be doing my nails, doing some other errands as well. Then coming home, unpacking. What else am I doing? Just sorting out my life. It's basically a Sunday reset video because I need to get my life in order. I've got work tomorrow, and yeah, I just want to start 2025 right. There's a lot of things that I just felt like were not the best last year for me, and so let's start it right this year.
Straight to a penthouse, Miami Beach. Hey, yo. Talk crazy on tweets. They don't want it cause I come to defeat. They don't want it. I peep, these niggas all sweet. Bamboo sticks all in the Jeep. It's a new weirdo every week. Get the work, put it up for my seeds. No care for the IG, just no care. Do anything for club. They do anything for club. Do anything for club. They do anything for club. Do anything for club. They do anything for club. Do anything for club.
So I just finished doing my nails. This is how they look. I think they're so pretty. I just went with a very standard nude color for January because I had red in December, and I went to Sorbet and I'm not a fan of Sorbet. I find that they can't do complicated nails or things that are just out of the norm. So I just go for very neutral colors when I go there. And because my nails were in a state, I had nowhere else to go. My general nail tech is about to give birth, so I can't go to her. And then the nail salon that I go to that is close to home does not open on Sundays. So tomorrow being work, I needed to just sort my life out. Then I went to Diskin just to get a few things. I got face wash, some painkillers because I'm about to go into my cycle very soon, and you need to take some ibuprofen a couple of days before your cycle just so that the period pains are not super bad. And now I'm on my way to Macro to basically pick up my package. I got my boyfriend his favorite whiskey. I think it's a Japanese whiskey. Don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'm not even going to say it, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. I hope he likes it. And yeah, then I'm gonna go home. I have a whole lot of resetting to do. I might need to wash my car. My car inside is quite clean, as you can see. However, the outside is looking a bit questionable. And I don't want to rock up to work with a dirty car. It's really not good. And then what else? Just a bunch of things. And I think I need to update you guys about my life and what's gone on in the last year. My goodness. But yeah, it's been good news. So it's not even like, oh my gosh, it's negative things. There are some things in 2024 that were not great. My health took a huge dip, but we'll get into that once I've arrived home. So this is what it looks like. It's called Hibiki Japanese Harmony Whiskey. So the very first thing is that I eventually did get a job. So my last video was about me basically being on a road trip and kind of taking a bit of a break from everything because I was unemployed for about 5 months last year, and I only got employed in was it April, May, around that time. And this was simply because I was actually employed by somebody I know. It was actually my GP. So my general practitioner was the person that ended up being my employer, which is so odd. And it just really shows that, you really never know who you're speaking to and which opportunity will come from them. But she was my general practitioner, and in fact, I went to her when I could not diagnose myself with something, and she also didn't know what it was, and I ended up being referred to a gynecologist in the end. So it's just kind of weird how that was a full circle moment. But I worked with her for about a month and a half, to be very honest, and I loved it because she was really teaching me about being a business owner, because becoming a general practitioner is becoming a business owner. You have to have leadership skills, you have to have business skills, you have to have marketing skills, in addition to you being a doctor. So it can get very overwhelming. And that was the time that I was doing my aesthetics different courses, and that was also when I signed up for my aesthetics diploma, which I will get back into later on. But that was a really, really amazing opportunity for me because she really is somebody that I look up to. She wants to expand her business and open different GP practices around Gauteng. I came in basically almost running the practice for her, and I think that that was really, really, really good for me because I learned so many skills that I would not have gotten if I was still sitting at home. So I was fortunate enough in the end to get employed back into the government as a medical officer in family medicine. To be honest, this interview that I did not think that I did well at all. In fact, I remember crying on the way back from that interview because I was just like, what has happened? They asked questions that I was not prepared for, even though I prepared extensively. And just things like obs and gynae, like things I don't see, guys, to be honest. So in ComServe, I was in psychiatry and I was also in internal medicine. So my obs and gynae knowledge is there, but it's not like fresh, right? So I had to study for it, and I haven't seen like a pregnant woman in a while. And so I got a question on one of those case scenarios and I froze. I didn't know how to answer that. Eventually I did answer, but it's just that initial reaction of like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Apologies for the sound in the back, guys. There's birds, we're in South Africa. But yeah, that was how I felt about my interview. So I got the shock of my life when I got offered the job. In fact, I got offered the job on my way to a psychiatry medical officer interview at Baragwanath Hospital. And I was just like absolutely shocked that I even got the call back. So another big, big, big event is that I completed 2 diplomas last year. So I made sure that I really work on my CV and really work on my career in 2024. I completed my diploma in HIV management and completed my diploma in mental health last year. So the reason why I chose these 2 diplomas was that number one, as I said, I was in internal medicine, and when you're in internal medicine for a period of 6 months, then you're eligible to write the HIV diploma. And similar to the diploma in mental health, if you are in it or in the rotation for about 3 months, then you're eligible to write the diploma in mental health. And I think it's changed now. It's now 6 months. So the requirements are getting way, way harder for you to write these diplomas. I also felt that the HIV diploma really does go and work in different avenues. So if I wanted to get into research, that could be applicable, especially in South Africa. If I wanted to get into P's, that could be applicable. Internal medicine, dermatology, you do need your HIV diploma. So I felt that it was a no-brainer. I needed to do my HIV diploma. My diploma in mental health, I did, to be honest, because I still have an interest in psychiatry. I've always had an interest in mental health, how the mind works, behavioral science, and all those different things. However, I'm not entirely sure whether I do actually want to specialize yet. And I think that doing the diploma in mental health was just giving me that, that in to understand psychiatry and whether I actually would enjoy it or not. And in the end, I really, really enjoyed studying for this diploma. I do think that this year I will be applying for psych posts and see how I feel. I'm honestly not entirely sure where I want to be yet, guys. I'm not even going to lie. And I think that's also partly why I haven't been so forthcoming about my career or what's going on or even being on YouTube because YouTube requires a certain level of vulnerability and authenticity that I didn't feel like I was ready to be like sharing. Especially when you're still figuring your life out. I cannot lie, the 20s or my 20s have shown me flames. Like I have gone from somebody that feels so strongly about things, passionately, and quite sure about myself, to somebody that's very cautious, almost afraid sometimes, and just figuring things out. And sometimes it's better to figure things out in private and alone. And if you have failures, then you deal with them by yourself in comparison to when you're on the internet and you're like sharing your entire life. And I think that is one of my big things that I'm trying to be on the internet, but not necessarily share the things that I really, really care about on the internet in that way. Because at the end of the day, it's just me and my life. And also have to respect the people that are in my life and the things that I do care about. I don't want to necessarily blast on to the internet. Like I'm trying to tread lightly and tread in a way that makes sense, and I'm figuring it out. I do not have all the answers. I'm not gonna lie, guys. So to be very honest, I felt that because I wasn't at a place where I could even impart knowledge or be like, oh yeah, I'm in this speciality. If you're interested in dermatology, follow me. I'm not there yet. On top of that, I am doing a diploma in aesthetics right now. It's a 2-year diploma through FPD, and I'm very, very happy and excited about it. In fact, I have a assignment due in about 2, 3 weeks. I haven't started, but I'm gonna get there. Um, and I'm following my heart, I'm following my interests and my passions, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that I don't necessarily fit into a box, and it's so difficult for me to even accept for myself, let alone have other people and other doctors kind of judge me and look at me like, what is she doing? I don't follow a straight path, and I'm figuring it out as I go. I literally just got appointed as Prof Main's brand ambassador about 3 months ago, and this opportunity came about through me doing social media and being on camera the way I am right now. I basically am their brand ambassador or medical doctor brand ambassador, and what that means is that I do physical or I guess public appearances. I also have to do social media content for them and any other media or marketing for them. And not only just the marketing aspect, but it also really is community driven, which really makes sense for me because I have an NGO which works with underprivileged young people, specifically on the reproductive health side. So, you know, I have different hats that I wear, and it's very difficult for me to explain to other people what I do. It's very difficult for me to explain to other, I would say, healthcare practitioners that, yeah, sometimes in some months I actually do make more money from other things that I do from my actual job. And I am forging a path for myself that is not conventional, and it's scary for me. I will not lie. It's so scary because no one is doing it, I guess, and I'm not necessarily watching anyone that I can look up to and say, that is my mentor. I'm kind of like my own guiding light, and that scares me because I question, what if I fail? And I think that's also partly why I just have not been on camera, is because I'm figuring it all out and I don't want to give you guys false information, or I guess like put out information that is not true and authentic to myself. So I've decided this is 2025. I'm going to be as authentic as possible and show it all. The days that are not great and the days where I really feel like I don't know what I'm doing, I'm still going to show up. That's it. So basically, 2025 for me is that I want to be on you guys' screens more often. Okay. Working on my consistency and my discipline is a big, big thing for me this year, not only for YouTube, but in general. So working out, eating much more healthier, going for the things that scare me. So finally opening up my aesthetics business and really forging through with that, because I do believe that I've always wanted to be in the field of beauty and science merged together. And for me, what that looked like about 10 years ago was that I was going to be a plastic surgeon. But times have changed, things have changed, and now you don't necessarily need to become a plastic surgeon to do that. And I have rotated through surgery. I've spoken to a lot of plastic surgeons. I've just done a lot of research for me to know that I don't necessarily think that I 100% fit into plastic surgery anymore. Um, the lifestyle just is rough, guys. I'm not going to lie. It would require me to do another, I'd say 5 to 9 years of studying, potentially, and hoping to get into the plastic surgery department. But I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm willing to, I guess, put my mental health on the back burner the way I did in medical school. Because in medical school, that's what I did. I survived, I came out okay. But to be very honest, I still have remnants of anxiety and not being able to deal with certain things simply because I just put it on the back burner. And I think that as you get older, and also when you are finally adopted, you've reached that goal and you've got your certificate, you start to realize what is important to you and you start to prioritize what is important to you. In medical school, I missed a lot of birthdays, weddings, funerals, and there was nothing I could do because I was studying. In internship, I missed my uncle's funeral. Actually, he passed away while I was on call. And then the day of his funeral, I was also on call. And to be honest, those are the things that really shaped me. Those are the things that really shaped my mindset and the thought process that at the end of the day, this is my career. I love what I do. I love seeing my patients, but at what expense? You know what I mean? So I don't really want to hop onto that, but I just wanted to give you guys a life update and to just say I hope and pray that we all have a better 2025. I don't know what you guys' 2024 looked like, but girl. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on this vlog. I know it was like not a very eventful one. I'm hoping that I get to show you guys a little bit more about my life, especially recently because so much has changed. So much. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great 2025 and I cannot wait to be on this journey with you guys.